Alright, hello, welcome back to the podcast. Once again, everybody, PayPal and Patreon are down below for anybody who wants to support me. Only do so if you actually can. So this is just a really brief thing about silver. Silver prices are, to put it lightly, lower than they should be. This unrealistic scenario cannot hold up forever. It's primarily being maintained at the moment because of investor fears about rising loan interest rates, which have already been increased in various countries multiple times this year already, and it has not had any dramatic reduction effect in silver demand, because of course it didn't, it was never going to, so I'm not sure where they're coming from. Silver inventories are continuing to be drawn down. Up until these last several months, silver prices were hanging out around, or at least close to where they should be. They really should be in the 30s. You see, silver inventories, as with the inventories of anything else, oil and gas, any kind of metals, are the excess of the material at any given time, as mining, harvesting, extraction, whatever method to get whatever material always does usually get more than exactly what is demanded in the given moment. As you kind of societally want to have a excess reserve to, cover gaps, so that you never actually have a moment where there is an actual physical absence of supply somewhere. And silver inventories, total global excess silver supply, at one point, a couple decades back, I believe it was as high as 2 billion ounces. And correspondingly, back then, silver prices were pretty low. However, that's not the case anymore. Silver inventories are down to only around 300 million now. So obviously down to roughly 15% of the great inventory heights of a couple decades ago. And they are not going to get bolstered back up because global silver supply, silver output from silver mines across the world, is on the terminal decline now, having peaked around 2014, 2015, and now heading its gradual way down. Though obviously it's going to have crests and troughs throughout that, as even the huge price spikes back during the financial crisis times, though it did grant funding for new mining projects and mining project expansions, those are still not enough to stop the decline. Meanwhile, silver demand is not going to be following it. Silver demand is going to be sticking around, and is actually much more likely to continue rising, especially from the electronics sector, as a lot is used in computers, cell phones, communication apparatuses, everything, and in solar power projects, as silver is used in solar panels, about 1/3 of an ounce per square meter. And last year, for the first time, the amount of silver consumed in solar panel manufacturing exceeded 100 million ounces in a single year. So as everybody, and especially larger nations like China and India, chase after renewables and start building larger and larger projects, that demand is going to go up. And that demand increase was only sort of negated temporarily throughout the 2010s by the death of traditional photography. However, that's about reached its bottom point now. And thusly, you can see this is only heading one place. However, as it frequently does, the market is temporarily ignoring reality. So whether gradually, granted at a likely rapid form of gradually, or whether the more traditional abruptly, this is going to snap back at some point. And I find it highly doubtful that teen silver prices are going to be sticking around for the long term. So obviously I can't actually see the future, but there is a high likelihood that this is probably the last time you're going to find silver this low. Unless some unfathomable amount of supply just, pops into existence for no reason. But anyways, that's it for this one. So thank you everybody for sticking around and listening. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already. You can support me through PayPal, Patreon if you want to. Both links are down there. Just only do so if you actually can. Or you can just support me by watching or listening to any of my other stuff. Or subscribing to my cat's channel. We're really trying to get her up to 1,000 subs before the deadline, which is in like a month and a half. She still needs 320 as of this moment. But no matter what happens to me anyways, may God bless and protect all of you, and I will see you all around next time.